Let's talk Ken Paxton. Now, Ken Paxton started up this little thing here, the Texas Election Integrity Unit, in 2020. And all you have to do is email them or give them a phone call and say that you suspect something. Then they will go out and investigate, which is really interesting, being that Ken Paxton is an election denier. Please keep in mind that Ken Paxton and his wife, Republican Representative Amy Paxton, were at the January 6th failed coup given one of their speeches. Ken Paxton, again, was fighting trying to overturn the elections in 2020 in the favor of T-Rump. Texas AG says Barr is suing him over 2020 election challenges, in which there was 61 election challenges across the U.S. And T-Rump, Ken Paxton, Rudy Giuliani, they lost every one of them. As you can read right there, Ken Paxton, was trying to overturn the 2020 presidential election based on bogus claims of fraud. And this bastard starts his own little privatized election integrity thing? What the fuck? This man doesn't know anything about integrity, honor, courage, nothing. He's just a typical GOP regime member who seeks power, control, and greed. I don't even know how it is legal for him to be an Attorney General of Texas or hold any legal position, being that he had to take a security fraud charge plea deal because he wanted to avoid a criminal trial, which means what? He was fucking guilty. So in other words, Ken Paxton started up his little Texas Election Integrity Unit to run around and terrorize people and to cause voter suppression. Like millions of people here in Texas are sick and tired of the corruption that we have to deal with every day from the GOP regime. From him to Lieutenant Dan to Greg Abbott and so many more. It's time to get rid of all these son of a bitches and clean up Texas. And we start with that Texas Supreme Court. There's 3 of those justices up for re-election. It's time to unseat them, vote them out. There's several Texas House seat and Senate seats up for re-election. It is time to put Democrats in those spots. And then in 2026, we can make sure we get rid of Ken Paxton, Greg Abbott, and Lieutenant Dan, and start the healing of Texas.